Hey everyone, welcome to 516 Arts. We are very excited to have you and welcome to 516 Words, Queer in Color. We're very excited to be working with the Syndicate. Of course, huge thank you to Shauna for helping us out. They brought the DJ and the snacks. And of course, Jay Gourdin from UNM African American Student Services. We're very excited to have you guys. We've got a night full of poetry performances. But first, we would like to do a land acknowledgement, just to make sure we know where we are. Albuquerque is currently built on the ancestral homelands of the 19 Puebloan nations that were shared with the Mascalero and Jicara Apache nations, the Utes, and later the Dene. Their respective ancestors, those living today and the unborn. The land always has been, is currently, and will always be for the winged, finned, four-legged. I'd like to acknowledge the sacred living waters and the rivers that cross this land. Finally, the sun, the moon, and all the stars, and planets that keep our systems in balance. We welcome you all. That was our land acknowledgement written by former 516 governing board member, Roger Frowell. But yes, thank you very much for being here. I'm Daniel Labrie. I'm the Education Engagement Coordinator. 516 Arts has been around for 17 years doing free events like this. All of this is possible because of all of you. Thank you for your attention and stopping by. I do want to introduce Jay Gourdin, who I've worked with for a few months. It's been a while putting this together. Thank you for all your work and your time with that. Jay Gourdin is a spoken word poet, equity instructor, creative scholar. Their writing is inspired by the vignettes of Black home life and explores the power of belonging. Jay is a PhD student at the University of New Mexico. They are excited to bridge their poetic efforts with the field of sociology. So without further ado, let's welcome Jay.
Thank you, Daniel. Can we get a round of applause for Shauna Brown on the ones and twos? Amen. Thank you, hip hop. Appreciate you. As Daniel mentioned, my name is Jay Gourdin. I work at African American Student Services. I'm a proud advisor of our juniors and seniors. Shout out to y'all. And I also am proudly the Director of Innovation and Improvement with the Syndicate, APQ. So I've been really grateful to be doing programming. The Syndicate was such a key portion of me finding belonging in the Southwest. And so it's just a full circle moment to be able to produce events and bring folks into the fold too. So some of the poems that I have for you tonight are part of a collection that's actually being published by women and gender studies scholars. I'm really excited to be able to kind of bring some of my experiences from my transition, my medical transition, into my poetry and even more so into my academic work. So without further ado, I'll get into it. Sitting room saviors. I've been sheltered by the jazz and joys of suburban retreat. Before the digital divide, I knew privilege several miles past the city line, but I can't run from Black. In Granny's untouchable sitting room, my hero's pictures are posted below a coiffed Christ. Malcolm, high yellow and slick, looks like an uncle of mine, nose so wide he could smell dinner at breakfast or inhale a flashback of my backwoods walk round to the corner store. No matter my behavior, his glare casts judgment bifocal thick. 'Cause unholy or not, Malcolm Martin might have smoked with me. From the far wall, they stare beyond the window where sirens and beat boys sing my name. I do not come home often. Been wounded by field hands. This strange fruit saw God's nakedness and laughed. Now I thumb past stillborn liberty and justice for all the Fergusons and Flints we forget to remember. Instead, I double tap political action packaged in hashtags. I read about abortion rights getting redacted from an infographic. Even championed Chappelle till he choked on trans lives. Infinitely scrolled through Black squares like Black Death as a coveted come up. The real world ain't even much better. In the ivory sitting rooms, throbbing lights flood the figures. From behind my screen, I watch as even God bleeds blue. And in the glow, I am as much America's as its proudest boys.
Mic check.
Thank you, thank you. Coffee table cocoon. A Polaroid of my baby girl self. All 4 years of living rests on your coffee table. Presenting herself from the bathroom, Johanna is wrapped mummy-tight and charming like Lazarus from a church play, barely bad enough for a beating. Unc kept a photo evidence of our devious half smile and lean fully working their charm. I mean, we all make mistakes. What's more important is who's there to unwind you, he laughs. Perfect or not, I can breathe. My shadow is a citrusy waft from yesteryear, orange and bright enough to shine through my lowest clouded memories and piles of weather-worn personas. My favorite was the gym brat, rocking her eyeliner-drawn mustache, garnering a crowd of naysayers turned yelping believers, pumping pounds despite the record board and the curves that come with 16 sun-laps. Sports diking felt like an oasis, just of the fitness to finesse myself queer. If I could see her now, I'd add another plate. I've hid my pain and muscles, my heart and religion, my head between hips long enough. I am becoming what I never saw for me, fat and happy. Reaping what I can from the looks and comments that are sown my way, I charge the rest a therapist copay. I am exactly who I was, leaning back, proud of a vision come true. Pardon me if I tear up with this next one. Matter of fact, let me make sure my phone. This is your moment to turn your phone off. All right. For my sister. We're running in opposite directions like the plays of summer touch football with our boy cousins. Tie-tie. Your strides cross continents. I watched as the earth moved under you with each miles-long leap. You always were athletic. Black and gold uniform with matching bows I tied on to hold back your Minnie Mouse Afro puffs. Little bit. You cheered on boys as they ran up and down the court, the same Saturday sport you tried, years later. Could have been good if your hand stayed on the ball and not your ponytail. If your feet danced on the hardwood, unafraid of scuffing shoes, but you dance. Tiana. You dance with bun held high, pirouetting in the brilliance of the stage, showing the boys your black side and shine. You gleam like the heat of that summer in Richmond. The boys will always chase you, sister, but run to me. Inheritance. In regards to what I was given, I use they and them pronouns. But Auntie think I waste my high yellow favor on diking and doing good to catch up with her guy. Damn if I feel free in between. My boy cousins weighed out the scales of colorism ever so often, and I always came out even. This skin feels like code switching sometimes. I'm fair enough to be tint matched deep in drugstore Maybelline, and dark enough to suspiciously trail the expectations of my peoples. I know sisters that hide from the sun, and sons that should hide from the wrath of their sisters. I know deep like death. An entropic end of roughly 6 feet, I've ditched myself close enough to an early grave to appreciate deep. tending to my scattered seeds. No, I'm growing something you ain't tasted. Fruit you called sweet or strange, I serve proudly at tables you turned your nose to. And still we dine, and still we rise for communion. I remember you before bitterness. Soft and kind, hands that love locked my rows of braids, how proud I was to be yours. I remember jazz filling every room. I got you. Appreciate it. I remember jazz filling every room. I tried my best to mimic your swaying hips. How often did our joyful, joyful chorus drown out rain-drenched plans? Is it rain? Or just the babble of leaves, conversing like old women? At the laundromat by Park Heights, where Aunt Dee Dee would cart you around the dryers. Bet she wished she could have rested her feet, swollen like bathing sweet potatoes, the kind she might make with dinner. Sweet potatoes were the first time you learned something good can come from something ugly, like sacrifice. She worked till her feet were thread-borne tires, whose only relief a makeshift massage chair parked by the rumbling dryer and the whooshing sounds of the washer. She float away. Imagine a world of beaches and lover boys who chase her down North Conestoga. Remembering the days before baby Joshua when Gary would make her smile wide and yellow as a banana. The bang of a rolled over toe wakes her to the orange cartoonish face of the daughter she could have raised, begging to be rolled around the laundromat. Is it rain or the love, sweat, and tears of a grieving woman? Thank you so much for your time. Alrighty, so I'm gonna grab this next bio. I'm gonna give this poet a second to catch their breath, ground themselves, drop their shoulders. If you can hold on for me for a moment, we're gonna bring Sierra Deadman, You Are On Deck. Go ahead, stand up. Come on. All right, so Sierra Deadman is a first-year student at the University of New Mexico. She originally is from Portland, Oregon, but is proud to now call New Mexico home. Sierra is passionate about archiving her growth as a writer through poetry. Let's give it up for Sierra.
I'm sure. It's not for me.
No, you were. You got that too.
So you take the mic from out too.
That wasn't. It wasn't.
You're in a meeting.
Okay.
Other way.
I mean, it's a clip. Hi, I'm Sierra. My first poem is called Matter. I'm black, I matter, but clearly not to you. I'm over here losing brothers and sisters all for a power move. They say they felt threatened because we are unpredictable, but we are the ones with bullies in our we are the ones with bullets in our bodies, and they still aren't held liable. Caught on camera and friend of witnesses too. It's crazy how kids have to get talked to about what they should and should not do. Like put their hands up and ask the popo not to shoot. Our parents are scared of losing us. Our parents are scared of losing us. Our cousins and our aunts too. I'm tired of playing the white man's game and looking like a fool. They say all lives matter, blue ones too. What about the people who built this country, Black, Asians, and Latinos too? We built this country, and I feel like we should just take it back and truly make it great. Fix up the walls, the roads, and every little space, so our lives can truly matter and shine through. I'm Black, I matter, and so should my country too. This next one is called Missing Piece. I feel like my world was torn apart, ripped into pieces in a broken and shattered state, unrecognizable to myself and everyone in my face. How do I bring myself closer to my fate? I don't know what to do. All I know is that I want to throw my shoes at the creator of this world, and yes, I know who. He gave me a purpose in this world, and I don't know what it is. I'm trying to find it without throwing myself off a cliff. It's so overwhelming not knowing who I'm supposed to be. It's like I'm broken, I'm weak, and I'm ready to tweak. I'm trying to please my family, but they cannot see. Every time I try to complete my dream, it's like my arms and my voice get weak. I'm shattered from this ground like a pile of sand. Sand so small you couldn't see. Sand so small you couldn't believe. But hey, it comes at a price. But is it worth it? I scream to the mountaintops, but it is too high. Why does everything rain down on my parade, even the sky? Do I try and try again until I see a prophet, find the peace that brings me in, and hope everything goes as planned? I'm stuck, unable to move, not knowing what to do. The question is to stay or to move. But now is the moment of truth, to rise up and create anew, so the stand of this shattered piece can look brand new. And my life can grow and prosper, so the missing piece isn't a distant memory from the pain of the past, so the love and success cannot be questioned, but open, so the peace won't remain broken. But the poem to my heart is not what you think. Even though I get weak and my voice and my heart cannot speak, where can I go where no one can reach? Lie in a bed of darkness and weep. There's always tomorrow and a brand new light for my dreams and hopes to take flight. Even though they cannot make it high, I know at the end of the day, my life will always be a bit of surprise. This next poem is called I Say, We Say, She Say, Girl. Men say it's better to be seen than to be heard. They say to clean and not another word. They rather have us give us our all, take their shit and lay on our backs. They tell us what to wear, how to do our hair, and even who to be. Men say stupid, slut, bitch, hoe, and whore, but I say, we say, she say no more. We live in a world where we can't do certain things, like in some countries, girls can't even read. Just because I am a girl does not mean I'm not a human being. I stand for women's rights, and I'm not backing down without a fight, because we can't still be living in a world where men have all the rights. So I say, we say, she say no more. Because it's not just for me, but it's for the little ones and the babies who have yet to breathe. And as I stand for the children and for all, I have my people, my girls, and all women who will show men from what's right and what's wrong. For we are not objects, and we are not girls, for we are the nation, and we are the world. This last one is called Hunger. What is hunger when beauty is pain? I'm over here starving so we can look the same. All bodies compared to one, like an Instagram model posing in the sun. Empty stomachs begin to grumble, the emptiness begins to wonder. People ask if they're okay, them not knowing they're dying from the pain. Tight cramps that feel like pain, due to the emptiness and the stress, for everyone just to look the same. This shit reminds me of a good old plain Jane that's ready to serve and protect for a country that needs to hit a reset. Cause how can a country be great when it was never great to start? Like I said, we're all starving to play the same part. The part of society where everyone is slim, them not knowing the curves of what makes them them. Beauty isn't pain in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is being who you are and building yourself up to become stronger. Thank you.
I'm so proud. Look at this. Now, the next person is taller than me, so I'm going to do them a favor. See, I can't even look. Darius James is a first-year English major at the University of New Mexico. He moved to New Mexico from Lakewood, Washington, to pursue higher education. Darius has been writing since he was 15 and has cultivated the ambition to pursue a level of mastery in all forms of writing, but especially poetry and narrative storytelling. Let's give a warm welcome to Darius. Need help?
They turn this thing around. It goes the other way.
Like this?
Yeah, like that.
Okay. One second. 1 second, please. There we go. Ain't righty tighty? Yeah, it's over with. Hello, everyone. My name is Darius James. I'm an English student at the University of New Mexico. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity with Jay and 516 Studios. I was going to read a bio, but Jay already nailed the bio, so I'm just going to get into the background of my first poem. This first poem takes place in my father's house late at night. For some reason, I can't sleep. I'm overthinking. I'm playing out these unwanted scenes in my head, and my thoughts are just not in the right frame of mind. Full of what seemed like a random dose of anxiety, something inside me just allowed me to take a step back and breathe and listen. To acknowledge that these thoughts are only thoughts, and not to indulge in how it makes me feel. To recognize that I also have amazing and incredible thoughts, and that this is just the latter. So instead of fighting these inevitable thoughts, I find a means to cope, to adapt, and hopefully in healthy ways, because that's really all you can do. This first poem is called Somber Nights. As I toss and turn in this bed, the moon, my only witness, somber thoughts begin to take shape. Sometimes I question if all these thoughts links to some bad DNA. I know I've watched my mom go through some sad days. But there has to be some peaceful genes lying somewhere in that strand. Just why do chaos and delusion have to be close friends? I'm on the verge of an outbreak, gripping my scalp with my hands. Though, through the midst of my madness, I'm still given a chance. It's all balance, I hear, at the highest degree. This balance can take you under, or could set you free. When you weigh these scales of life, do not undervalue me. I am truly all there is, and all there can be. You must learn what it is that defines me. But even after you've picked, you never truly define me. Thank you. This next poem is inspired by a time in my life where I was experimenting, life experiments. Throughout the end of COVID and into my senior year, I was getting deep into these new routines, books, podcasts, and activities that really brought peace into my life. Made me feel fulfilled during a time of isolation and illness. After maintaining this bliss for some time, I was ecstatic to share what I was doing with the people around me. Whether that be through posting poems like these or just talking about the new things I was learning in school. But I reached a point on my journey where things began to get slow again. My routine got shaky, and old habits began to wiggle their way back into my life. And this poem is a product of how I felt during that time. This poem is called My Walk of Life. I enjoy disappearing and coming again anew, learning my lessons from this life, and then coming to teach them to you. Like leaving during famine to return with pails of food. Do I think I'm such a hero? And is it wrong if I do? Along this routine walk, inspiration seeps through my skin. Smooth like shea butter, I'm on this walk with a grin. But as of right now, though, my boots are caked in doubt. My legs are getting heavy, but my eyes still stare about the vision. I'm sorry. Every time I just have to stare. Though as I step towards this sight, my movement is snared. Not at a halt, but I can't run. And even though I've looked down numerous times, I have not stopped to rid my souls of this mud. At what point will I be disgusted when I look down on my dirty feet? At what point will all this walking finally become a bore? Especially when I've ran and felt the wind once before. Do I not remember? Do I not wish to be enamored by the wind once more? Shit, well maybe my legs have just got sore and will soon pick up again, breaking this mud each step along the way. Or maybe all this doubt will solidify my souls and I'll be left in one place to decay. Thank you, thank you. This is my last poem. This last poem is about finally being tired of being tired. It's about becoming that person you want to be, about no longer being scared to pursue what you love. It's about at some point realizing nobody is going to live the dream for you, and no matter how far you may stray away from your path, if you really want it, you have to live it for yourself. And it's called Falling Forward. I've been laying still in this dream for so long, like sleep paralysis has a hold on me. I feel ashamed and insane, being choked by these fears only I can see. Choked by these fears only I believe. Choked by these fears only I can ease. All these I's. I think I'm starting to realize that only that I can set me free. So no more trembling at the thought of taking a chance. No more wishfully waiting for the right moments. Now is the only time, and this now is solely mine. So now is the time I get up and grab my dream by the hand. And as I gaze deep into his youthful eyes, my heart begins to have a dance. A reminiscent rhythm, the nostalgia is present. Have I been here before? A reply, no, you never left. Because we both know how many moons have passed while I've dreamt the same dream, shaken up by these fears that I've conceived. I almost have myself convinced that this isn't who I wanted to be. Although I do not want to be the man who dims his own glow or blow up on themselves and swallow like a black hole. I wish to glide across the infinite sky so perfectly, so I may soar, soar, soar above my uncertainties. It's this wish that really makes my heart beat. It's this wish that I shall devote my life to thee. It's this wish, this one wish, that will compel me to the divine part of me. Thank you.
Wasn't that something? You know, after Darius's poem, I have faith in myself. I do think I can. You know, it's close enough. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Monique Aguilar was born and raised in Albuquerque, New Mexico. She is currently a student at the University of New Mexico, pursuing a degree in the medical field. One of her passions is writing and interacting with poetry among her community. She enjoys performing spoken word poetry and hopes to compose a short collection of personal poems in the future. Those poems will center around Black identity and the Black female experience. Let's give a warm welcome to Monique Aguilar.
Alrighty, hello everyone. Right here? I think right here is good. Okay. So yes, like Jay explained, I have been writing poetry since the age of 9, and I typically do spoken word poetry, so this is what I'm most comfortable with. My pieces center around Black identity, Black female experience, and just whatever I need to convey at a time where I feel like I can't just say it in a simple conversation. So with this first piece, my overall poems for tonight are going to center around the female experience, my sexual identity, as well as the patriarchy and toxic masculinity. So this first piece is going to address my position in the patriarchy. So there are girls looking up to me, and I have to pay attention to what I am responding to them. This first piece is titled, To Be a Woman. Property. Return on investment, equity, equality, equality. Terms you wouldn't associate with the idea of women, yet society does so every single day. Women are measured based on how they contribute to the economy, to growth, to the man. What is she truly worth? For a woman, she thinks not of herself based on profit or loss. She thinks of herself as a lone rose in a field of thorns. She is injured, damaged, and ridiculed. Why the fuck is the word women? Why does it have to have the word men in it? Is it because I should be attached to a man to be a woman? If I am married, I am a Mrs. Mr. S. What the hell is that all about? They say the men wear the pants in the relationship, the men provide for the family, the men do the hard labor. Yet women do the actual labor, creating human lives, molding and structuring and computing the ability for life to form and enter this fucked up world. Now for this to happen, both parts are needed, but they don't do the same amount of work. Yet why is the power always given to the man? Oh, you did that, huh? You bagged that chick? You got in her jeans? As if having sex with her is a feat. Something to make you feel more masculine or powerful. How I see it, you gave her once again another movie scene which did not provide a climax. Yet society praises a man. He took her virginity. Who the fuck came up with that phrase? To be a woman, the one whose body creates life, nourishes and cares for developing beings, the ones whose body moves, entangles, manipulates, deconstructs, and reconstructs. The body that goes through many changes, a lot of which happen around young ages. The times when girls face new experiences with their bodies, new understandings of how their body functions. Shades of red engulf her body, engulf her mind and soul. Shades of red which showcase her womanhood, flowing and singing like musical notes with the forte piano, a grand boom that blossoms into a soft To be a woman, I am made of female resilience. I am made of power, the mother's kiss and comfort, warmth and support. I am made of female dedication, desire to hold on to the love between her child's fingers, eyelashes, and lips, her love for every inch of her child completely. I am made of female empowerment, strong voices and minds, her hair that defeats norms, her ancestry that builds homes. I am made of the love, power, and care of a woman's blessing, a woman's blood, a woman's body. To be a woman. Thank you. Thank you all. So yes, that is kind of my perspective on what my journey through womanhood has come through thus far. And so this next poem is going to kind of take a shift and provide the perspective on toxic masculinity and how it impacts both young men and women. Thank you. Alrighty. This poem is titled Possess. He heard it, his belly grumble. He heard it, his mother's mumble. He heard all the chaos as kitchen pots shifted and tumbled. His father screaming, "That's why you need to be humble." As he played with his toys, he could not help but debate the choice. The choice to keep on playing and clouding out the noise, or the choice to tell his father, girls shouldn't be hit by boys. Minute by minute, the clock moved on, the sun moved down, and the stars began to rise. His mother laid flat across the kitchen floor. His father slumped before the TV, angered no more. He wondered if his mother was tired, resting before she rises again. If this time it hurt so bad, maybe even she couldn't breathe. He also wondered about the meal they were supposed to have, a flatbread with sauce and cheese, his favorite pizza, just one piece. His mother rose and entered his room, her face scarlet on one side. He recognized the color quickly, similar to what she always applied, right before they headed off to weekly Sunday service. Now the hole in his heart ached as he sat feeling worthless. What can we say about this boy? Traumatized, neglected? Or is this something that's expected? The saying behaves like one of life's cruelest ploys. Don't you remember the saying? Boys will be boys. Thank you. All right, I've thrown a lot at you guys, huh? I hope you're still with me. I hope you're still good. We still going? Yeah, you still good? Who's still here with me? Yeah, come on. Let's get some energy in the room. I went real hard on you real fast. I'm sorry, but I had to get it. Alrighty, so this one will be a little intense as well, but we're gonna get softer towards the end, so just wait for it. Alrighty, so this next poem, after we discussed our toxic masculinity, saying of boys will be boys, we'll now be seeing how these concepts affect young boys in their later years and overall impact the identity of young women. This poem is titled Sex Object. It's sad to think how far we've come just to look at the female body as a sexual object. The vagina's power is the gateway to life and human existence. The breast power is the suckling spout of nourishment and health. Yet, how did we turn these magical body parts into the definition of sex? The only definition in most heads is that these body parts are something for someone else to enjoy, to play with as if they were toys someone owned. How did the female body become known as a sexual object? Something to think about. Parents try hard to teach their young girls to respect their bodies, that men should respect their bodies. Schools teach our young girls that it is them who needs to manage what they wear as not to be a distraction for the boys' eyes. Social media tells our young girls that to be liked, to be noticed, you must leave off as much material as possible. Bare skin is what gets the likes and the follows. Sexual tension is what a female's body provides. This is what boys choose to prey off of. They use this idea to their advantage and manipulate girls to satisfy their needs. If only everyone could remember the definition that the female body creates life. It supplies an environment for a living being to grow. The female organs of reproduction function like superhero powers, having the ability to deform, break, reshape, opening a portal for a human being to live and grow from. Can we remember how magical and powerful and otherworldly the female body is? Far greater than what we make it out to be. Not fair to treat it as less than what it is. That this is what the human body symbolizes. A symbol of growth, a symbol of beauty, a symbol of life. I just want to say thank you to the female body that I was blessed to be created from. She right there. And thank you for providing me with such superpowers. Yeah. Now let's give a clap to my mama, just her. Yeah. Alrighty, we're nearing the end, not there yet, stay with me. Alrighty, so this piece is titled Criminal, and I believe that it focuses on how we recognize the beauty of a woman. So it is beautiful when a woman can harness her power, strength, and joy, and something that is rightfully hers. But there are still people who believe her rights can be manipulated with. So that's what this poem discusses. Criminal. Her body was not her own. Her womb was not her own. Her blood was not her own. It was claimed by another. Control, manipulate, dispose of after use. These are the labels tattooed across the body, that body, the one that creates life, creates unique hormones, creates unique humans. That body, full of superpowers, strength, courage, warmth. The body that holds her soul, her heart, her mind. But society says it is not her own. The law says it is not her own. Her having ownership over her body, natural, yet illegal. Thank you. Alrighty, so we are finally at the last poem. And within all the positivity and negativity that comes with being a woman, I still could not imagine myself being anything else. I constantly look at those around me and recognize that the best quality I see in people are those found in women or recognized as feminine. So this is something that I've had to process and understand over the years, growing in my identity, sexuality, and overall power as a woman. So that's what this next piece kind of shows the journey of. All of her touch, her grace, everything, all at once. On the tip of my tongue it sat, satisfaction, sweet and supple like honey dripping from the comb, Comb her hair and conditioning for strength, the build a woman needs to survive and fight off negative chemistry. Chemically combined smiles swift past her face and I collapse. Thinking about her happiness warms my belly with food of soul. Soul searching, trying to understand what she means to me. When did she mean so much? Much more than I could understand from a textbook rom-com dad or mom. Brown is beauty. Brown is feminine. Brown is power. Possession of these, I almost drowned within her. Her life alone knew what it could handle. Handle on a door she opened and closed constantly. She held it closed needlessly. Kneading bread, seeking nourishment, to nourish this body of a woman. How a woman deserves to be nourished. Eyes could no longer wander beyond her, lips unwilling to let taste go to waste, hands reaching out to touch her. Everything, mind, body, soul, her touch, her grace, everything, all at once. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Another round of applause for these poets, y'all. Good things are happening at the University of New Mexico. So I know we have our DJ still here. We still have some time in this space. What I'm gonna ask is that before you leave this room, that you let these young people know how much they impacted you, yeah? It's so important that as a community, we really lift these folks up and let them know how impressed we are with their courage and their intellect, yeah? I'm gonna do some shameless plugging here because we are here sponsored by the Syndicate, ABQ. And this Halloween weekend, ABQ, we have so much going on. We're so blessed. Tomorrow night, Kat Canella, who did our charcuterie board, Kicking It with Kat, is hosting Vampire in Brooklyn at the Guild. If you don't already have your ticket, get your ticket. Our photographer, DJ Anjo, multi-talented, is DJing at Inside Out on Saturday evening, as well as a Neo Soul yoga event at Nexus Brewery. So keep your eye out for those. And keep plugged into the Syndicate. Please follow us on Instagram, check out the website. I'm gonna pass things over to Daniel with 516 Arts. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. That concludes the programming today. This program was a part of Fluid Gaze, the current exhibition that's on the walls now. It's open till December 30th. We also have an event coming up. There's flyers up there by the bar. It's the TNET Trans Education. It's open to the public and free. Usually you have to pay for it. That's going to be on November 4th during the day. So do get some information on that. We'd love to see you back here. But thank you to Jay Gourdin. Thank you to all of the poets. It was phenomenal. Thank you to Tractor Brewing for supplying the refreshments. And that's it. Have a good night, guys. Thanks.